You want me to ask my friends and family again? That's going to go into I'm not that type, or a limiting belief about network marketing. I make a lot of money. I don't need to do this. Okay? So this is a money objection in the other way. Hey, I'm already successful. Back off. You know, I'm already doing well. So here's what I would do with a person like that. They're obviously ego-driven. I would say, of course, you're very successful. That's why I'm talking to you. I wouldn't talk to you, I wouldn't have made it this important to talk to you if you weren't already doing so well. Because here's the thing that I know about successful people. Every successful person I know is looking for ways to increase their cash flow. And you're a person of influence, you're a person of power. You can certainly leverage your influence to be able to create additional cash flow. So if I could show you how to do something like that in the time that you have available, in a system that would make you feel comfortable, would you be ready to take a look a little deeper on how this cash flow can improve your life? If you're ready to do that, then fantastic. Then let's check it out. All right, see what I'm saying? All right, let's pause and we'll come right back. Okay, so you're starting to see the theme. Here's what I want you to be excited about. No matter what you get, you go here. Relate, ask questions, tell stories. Tell stories, ask questions, relate. That's what you're going to do over and over and over and over and over for the rest of your career. Those three things. No matter what is on this objection list in somebody's mind. It doesn't matter what it is. You know, I don't like, you know, your company's corporate colors are purple, and I promised myself I was never going to get involved with a purple company. Okay. What bothers you so much about purple? Right? You tell some stories, you know, listen, when I took a look at this, color was the last thing on my list. Cash flow was on the first thing on my list. I was looking for freedom, right? But I can relate. Some things bother me too. I get it. But if I can show you how to make money with a company like this, even though you don't like purple, would you be ready to take the next step? You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It could be as ridiculous as that. It doesn't even matter what it is. It's the same thing. For every single objection, you're going to go, your reflex, like their reflex is, oh, I have a question. Oh, I have an objection. Your reflex is to go right here, bam. I get it. I totally understand where you're coming from. Let me ask you some questions. Let me tell you some stories. If I would you, let's go to the next step. See what I mean? All right, next. My spouse is completely opposed to something like this, and she'll leave me if I get involved. Now, my first question is, wow, you've got a story. What happened? What have you done? How many things have you done? You must have tried something like this before. I get it. I understand. You know what your spouse is really telling you? She doesn't want to see you not succeed. She doesn't want to see you waste money. Or maybe she had a bad experience in the past. But let me ask you a question. If there was a way to show your spouse that this is something that she would be comfortable with, or he would be comfortable with, and a methodology and a product or service that was meaningful to people, and we could understand why there's so much emotion involved. If we could show you how to get what you want without feeling the bad feelings that you feel at the current moment, would you be ready to at least explore that? See what I mean? So, whether it's this or, you know, a lot of people, you know what really freaks people out? Is when people are super negative about network marketing. This is kind of a super negative response, right? So sometimes you'll literally get the stiff arm. You'll get, you know, hey, is this MLM? Don't talk to me if it's network marketing. I don't want to hear it. That used to freak me out. The first 5 years, I was like, oh, yes, it's network marketing, fine, go away. But let me tell you where I ended up. Now I love it. When somebody does, hey, is this network marketing? Oh, pss, pss, pss. That stuff doesn't work. I say, hold it, stop. You got a story. Tell me your story. What happened? Do you still have some stuff in your garage? Was it you that joined a company, or was it somebody in your family? You know, what was the name of the company? What happened? Why the bad feelings? You know, tell me your story. Tell me your story. They'll say, well, this company, I got involved with this company, I thought it was going to be great, and they went out of business. Oh, man. So I understand. I get it. You know, so the company you joined went out of business, and that was embarrassing, and maybe that even damaged some relationships, and you just decided that you weren't going to get involved again because you didn't want to risk that type of bad emotion again. I get that. Let me ask you a question. Do you think it was network marketing that let you down? Or do you think it was just that company? Do you think it was the company? Yeah, I think it's probably the company too. And I'm sorry that that happened to you, man. That's really disappointing. I get it. But if it wasn't the company, or if it was the company, and it wasn't network marketing, if you could look at something and you became convinced, because you've been through this now, you can see if there's these red flags and there's these warning signs of a company that's not going to do well, you could look at it and decide you weren't going to repeat the same mistake of choosing a bad company. If you chose a good company, you thought it was going to be around for a long time, do you think network marketing by itself would serve you at some point in your life? If you found the right company? See what I mean? So a person says, oh, you know, my wife got involved in one of those things, and we still have a bunch of stuff in the garage. And I'm sorry, I understand. You know, what happened, do you think? Well, you know, or they say, you know, well, I got involved and it just didn't work out. What happened? Do you think it was the company? Is the company still around? Yeah, they're still around. Are there other people doing well with the company? Yeah, they're doing well. Do you think it was the company? Do you think maybe, you know, how hard did you work it? I didn't really work it that hard. You know, I talked to some people. So it must have been a timing situation or whatever. You know, you just didn't have the time, or maybe you didn't have the upline or the support system to teach you how to do what you needed to do to build a business. Yeah, that was a lot of that. You know, I really didn't get the training, didn't get the support. Well, let me ask you this. If there was a way to get the things that you didn't get the last time, you joined network marketing because for a reason at some point. You saw the potential at some point. So I wouldn't let the dream die just because a company let you down, or an upline let you down, or a situation let you down. I'd still go get the freedom. If I could show you how to get that and not have the bad feelings or the bad experiences you had before, or show your spouse the same thing, would you be ready to at least, you know, take the next step? Wouldn't it make sense to at least do that? I think you owe it to yourself. You know, one thing I found about network marketing people, if they've been involved at some point, if they haven't had the success they were looking for, a lot of them feel like they have unfinished business. They have something that they still need to prove inside of this profession. And if you've got unfinished business inside of network marketing, maybe I can help. Maybe I can help you be part of that story, that comeback story, that go to the top of the mountain story. That'd be fun. We could do it together. See what I mean? Relating, telling stories, asking questions. So, I'm too young or I'm too old. Limiting belief about themselves. I get it. You can just relate to them, tell some stories. If you have some, you know, let's say a person says, well, I'm 80 years old, I'm too old. Tell some stories about some senior citizens involved in your company that are doing well. I get it, I understand, but let me tell you this, let me tell you this, let me tell you this. If I could show you how to do it at your age, with your wisdom and your skill set, if I could show you how to do that, would you be prepared to at least go to the next step? All right, fantastic. I don't have a credit card or a checkbook. I only pay cash. Okay, I get it. I understand. I've been in situations like that before where I've had to go all cash. But here's what I know. You can find a way to solve that problem if you see an opportunity to change your life. I know that because I did. You know, if you believe that this opportunity really could change your life, would you be willing to solve that problem? Yeah. All right. Fantastic. To get into this conversation to be able to help them get to the other side. And they're either going to be looking for clarity when they ask questions, or they're going to be negative, based upon somebody themselves or somebody in their family having some bad experience buying a network marketing lottery ticket, and you've heard me talk about that for an awful long time. So I need to sleep on it, right? That little objection, I need to sleep on it. I need to pray about it. I need to talk to my spouse. So let me ask you specifically. First of all, I understand where you're coming from. Maybe you just need some space to just kind of absorb this. Maybe you just, you're not interested in this conversation. But here's what I will tell you. I'm not here to convince you to do anything. I'm here to help ask some questions to be able to help you get to an answer that will serve you. That's all. So if you need to think about it, tell me specifically what you're wanting to think about. Whether or not you could do the business, whether or not you have the time, the money, whatever. Let me help you with that. To be able to, and I can give you some tools to be able to take a look at, some websites to be able to take a look at, some materials to take a look at that will help you make a more positive decision when you think about it. And then we can get back together for coffee or breakfast or lunch or something, and we can take it to the next step. Thinking about it's fine, but I just want to try and understand what you're thinking about. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come right back. Okay. So I want to, I'm giving you these concepts over and over. I'm telling you stories over and over, give you different examples, because the words exactly, there's a few situations where words will help you, but mostly it's concepts. Relate, tell stories, ask questions. That's most of the situation, okay? When they say network marketing negative, well, ask the question, what happened, tell me your story, then you can tell them, have them tell you their story, then you can tell them your story, you can relate to them, you can have a conversation, you can talk about that, you can see if you can get to the next step, okay? Now, if a person says, how much are you making, right? They say, wow, this is so great, how much are you making? One of the best answers, you can go a couple different ways on this. One way is to say, look, I understand you're wanting to try and judge all of network marketing based upon how I've done, okay? So I get it. I understand what's going on. Let me tell you my story. Let me tell you where I'm at. And you might be able to do better than me. You might be able to feel like you're not going to be able to do as much as me. That doesn't even really matter because I'm not really the issue. But let me give you the best answer that I have. Best answer that I have to that is I don't really know yet because I'm still getting paid. I've been involved for 3 months, and I expect from all of the efforts that I've done for the last 3 months to continue to get paid for several years. So yes, I've earned some commissions, I have some checks coming in, but I'm still getting paid on the efforts that I've already done. So there's really no way for me to answer your question other than to say it's more than what I have now, and it's a better cash flow situation right now. It's a better future that I have to look forward to. That's what I really know. And I will tell you, the stories, it's really not about me. It's about you. It's about what you're wanting to figure out. And let me tell you some stories of some other people that are still getting paid from the efforts that they did prior to today. Right? They're getting paid, here's a person that's earning this, and here's a person that's earning that, here's a person that's earning this. So I'm still getting paid on the efforts that I've already done. But let me ask you a question. If I can show you the most successful people inside of our company and tell you exactly how they did it, would that be enough for you to be able to really evaluate? If I could show you their game plan of how they did it, and you can see if that's something that you want to do, would that be enough to help you take it to the next step? See what I mean? So yeah, tell your story. I don't know. I don't know how much I've earned so far because I'm still earning based upon the efforts that I've already done, and I'll continue to earn based upon the efforts that I've already done. Okay? So that one was very, very helpful to kind of say I'm still earning, so it's difficult for me to know. Learned that one from Big Al, by the way, Tom Schreider. He's one of the great trainers in network marketing.